Hi everyone. In this video, let us discuss on Power BI architecture based on its deployment model. For the organizations who wants to keep their reports or data in their network itself, Power BI offers on-premises solution. For the people or organizations who are okay with the cloud solution, right? They usually use the Power BI service. So here are the major differences between these two deployment models. First, let us understand these, and later we can see the usage scenarios for both of them. First one is data storage. In case of on-premise, data storage would be within the network of the company, whereas in cloud storage, it can be accessible anywhere. Whereas coming to the licensing requirement for on-premises, client must have either Power BI Premium or SQL Server Enterprise Edition with software assurance. In case of Power BI service, client can procure licenses based on their business requirements. It starts with Power BI free. If a single user wants to try something, then it starts with Power BI free, and accordingly they can go to till premium based on their business requirements and business value addition. Next one is collaboration. So the people who are working on on-premises solution, they'll be able to interact with users only within their network. In case of Power BI service, they will be able to interact and publish the reports to outside their organization as well, if required. Then comes the release cycle. In case of on-premises, Microsoft releases new features and patches for the existing product three times a year. In case of cloud solution, they release a patch and features for every month. For the updates and maintenance, for on-premise solution, that organization has to do the updates and patchwork. But in case of cloud solution, right, Microsoft will take care of that. In terms of cost, on-premise solution would require a heavy initial setup and maintenance costs as well, because they have to procure the hardware required for this entire setup. In case of Power BI service, it would be based on subscription based model. So if you see that your requirement is less and only few users are using Power BI, then you can procure individual licenses. Or else if you are adapting Power BI for your entire organization, right, containing many users, then you can go for Power BI Premium. Then comes the security, which is the crucial part. If you are keeping your data within your network, right, you have the complete control over that data set, and you can control how people are accessing it. In case of Power BI service, it offers good compliance with the certifications required, and it has good security model as well. So coming to the compliance, based on the region where you are staying or at country level, you have to meet some compliance requirements. So in case of on-premise, right, you have the complete end-to-end control, so you will be able to control everything. Then it is easy to meet those requirements. In case of Power BI service, based on the country from which you are accessing it, they already have the compliance certifications. So you can go and check in their portal for the respective certifications which you want to check. Here, for example, GDPR and HIPAA, they already have the compliance. Now, let us see the usage scenario for the on-premise first. In which scenario you will go with on-premise solution, and how the workflow would be if you go with it. So, as a content creator, right, as a Power BI developer, you will start at this stage where using source data, you will start developing the reports. So, to develop the reports for on-premise solution, Power BI gives separate optimized optimized client tools so that you can work with the Power BI report server. First, out of them, first one is a Power BI desktop for report server. This is bundled with the Power BI report server. When you are downloading these two installables, right? It will be together. Then we have Power BI report builder. This is required in case if you want to develop few paginated reports which are more crucial for a printing purpose, or if you want to share PDF reports, then you can build them using Power BI report builder. Then you have a Microsoft Excel through which you can analyze the data. So the source data which you publish to the report server can be utilized in the Microsoft Excel for the analysis. So that is this path basically. Then once you develop the reports, you have to publish these reports to the Power BI report server. So in case of on-prem solution, we call Power BI service as a Power BI report server. So this is the installable which you get once you meet their licensing requirements. So these are the published artifacts, either reports, paginated reports, Excel workbooks, or semantic models. You publish them from the client tools. Once they are published, the repository of the Power BI report server would be staying in SQL Server database engine, and their SQL Server agent jobs will be handling the source data as well. Then once these are published, you will be sharing those reports with the reports consumers, where they can check either through Power BI report server website, web application, or through Power BI mobile app. So any and in addition to that, any infrastructure management that has to be taken care by the that own organization now. Then database administrators would be managing the SQL server, which acts as a repository for the Power BI report server. Then the system oversight agent, which tracks the entire application, whether the security is up to the mark, or these are a group of people who will be handling this all activities and monitoring everything is adhering to their organization or not. So at high level, this is how on-premise usage scenario goes. Then let us see how a cloud native solution would work. Here also we can start with content creators, a Power BI developer. They will be using Power BI desktop to create the analytical reports. And in case if they want paginated reports, similar to the on-prem solution, you can use the Power BI report builder in this case as well. You will be connecting to the source data using Power BI desktop, and you can perform the transformations on the data using Power Query. Then you model the data if you are consuming data from more than one data source. Then you build the reports. Once you do that, you would be publishing the reports to Power BI workspace, which holds your artifacts here. In this case, you can have reports, paginated reports, dashboards, which are nothing but single page monitoring reports. With a single glance, you will be able to understand your entire data set. Then you can create scorecards based on your data sets, and the data flows, which is nothing but a Power Query from which stays at the online, using which you can reuse the same data flow in the multiple reports. And semantic models, the modeling part which you are doing in the data Power BI desktop, right? Those gets published as semantic models, and we can reuse them in the other reports as well. So once you publish these artifacts, then you can configure the required access for them, and you can share it with the end users. So it can be done either through workspace, which is a here Power BI workspace is available as a web application in the Power BI service. So that you can directly share it with the users, or they can access this content using Power BI mobile app as well. And that workspace and workspace users, they can access this content using Microsoft Teams as well. So this entire management of the workspace would be done by the workspace admins. Usually Power BI developers will have member access, and they will be publishing the content to this workspace. Workspace admins will give the required level of access to the end users. So once that is done, then we can set up the scheduled refresh. If the source data is changing regularly or on a daily basis, right? We will be scheduling the data refresh part as well in the either data flows or semantic models. Then, in case if we have any on-premise data sources, this means we have a database for which we don't have any native connector or a different connector which requires a Power BI gateway. So that installation we will take care in a different VM, and that setup we will do in the workspace itself. So that part we will handle here. Then report creators, whatever the semantic data models which they publish, right? Other report creators can make use of these both data flows and semantic models. They can then generate their own reports using live connection. And we can analyze the data sets using Microsoft Excel as well. Then we need to oversee the entire tenant here, how the users are accessing the data and metrics of the entire system as well. So at a high level, this is how cloud usage scenario works. Right. Hopefully you understood the difference between on-prem and cloud deployment models and their usage scenarios as well. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.